In a world built on belief, the human mind is the softest clay. It molds quietly, believing in its own form, never sensing the pressure of unseen hands. Behind every ideology, every campaign, a whisper works its way into our subconscious, shaping thought itself. The question is, who holds the sculptor's tools? Brainwashing, the dark art of reshaping minds, wears many disguises: love, loyalty, fear, faith. It doesn't arrive screaming its name, it enters softly, cloaked in trust. Step by step it rewires how people dream, perceive, and doubt. By the time awareness stirs, the original self is already dismantled. This story begins not with force, but with surrender. Each human craves belonging, guidance, certainty. Those who master this knowledge wield power greater than armies, control over thought itself. Entire civilizations have danced to its rhythm without ever hearing the tune. During wartime experiments of the 20th century, scientists probed the boundaries of persuasion. They realized pain, isolation, and repetition did more than break bodies, they rearranged memories. People confessed, converted, turned traitor, touched by invisible fingers sculpting their perception. Consider a man, locked in a dim cell for days, no voice reaching him but his interrogators. Every hour blurs into the next until one truth remains: the voice that speaks becomes reality. He begins to echo it, not out of choice, but survival. Modern brainwashing no longer needs iron bars or interrogators. Its new prison is screens, its tools, algorithms, repetition, emotional hooks. Each image, each phrase, works as a small dose of conditioning. Consent dissolves into routine scrolling. Propaganda once required posters. Now, it requires only engagement. People like, share, and unknowingly amplify the very messages that enslave their cognition. A digital chorus sings their rewritten thoughts back at them, until doubt itself feels like betrayal. Cult leaders understood these principles long before psychology defined them. They isolate followers, flood them with affection, then withdraw it, creating a dependency more powerful than chains. The need to belong becomes the lever that shifts the soul. Love bombing, repetition, ritual, each act seems innocent alone. But together they rewire the brain's reward circuits. Dopamine becomes a leash. Followers mistake submission for devotion. And submission spreads far faster than reason. Imagine hearing the same story 1,000 times until contradiction feels like pain. That is no accident. Repetition dulls skepticism, smoothing the edges of resistance. When the brain finds comfort in predictability, it abandons curiosity. In the world of mass media, every color, sound, and slogan is calibrated to bypass logic. Advertisers exploit the exact neural triggers cults once stumbled upon. When attention becomes currency, your mind is the marketplace floor, traded, shaped, harvested. Psychological manipulation thrives in uncertainty. When the world feels chaotic, people crave a single voice to define order. Brainwashers feed chaos only to offer calm. The relief is mistaken for truth. Memory itself is fragile clay. Plant an idea with enough confidence, and it fossilizes into belief. People recall events that never occurred, justify choices they never made. The brain defends its illusions with the ferocity of survival. Religion, politics, marketing, all harvest this same vulnerability. Each demands allegiance, promising salvation of one kind or another. The hook is not the promise, it's the fear of exclusion from the tribe. Exile terrifies more than deception. Even the strongest minds can bend under relentless narrative pressure. When surrounded by believers, doubt feels like heresy. Social survival demands conformity, and conformity builds the perfect puppet. Scientifically, brainwashing hijacks neural pathways of reward and fear. Empathy, trust, and repetition form circuits that trap judgment behind emotional barricades. Once imprisoned there, logic becomes submissive to emotion's command. Governments recognized its power quickly. Cold War experiments explored how far conditioning could go. Entire operations revolved around planting illusions deep within an agent's mind, creating obedience that appeared voluntary. But the modern masters of manipulation are no longer spies, they are storytellers. Streaming platforms, news cycles, influencers, they craft emotional experiences that bypass our defenses. We binge not just content, but conditioning. In corporate boardrooms, focus groups become laboratories of influence. Emotional resonance charts replace moral boundaries. The perfect campaign is one that changes desire itself, making you crave what benefits them most. Cultures evolve, but programming stays the same: isolate, indoctrinate, integrate. The victim rarely notices the shift. Values fade quietly, replaced with pre-selected beliefs that masquerade as free will. Deep down, humans are narrative-driven creatures. Whoever tells the most convincing story controls the mind. Lies wrapped in emotional truth always outrun pure facts. It's not logic that enslaves, it's story. Once the rewritten narrative takes hold, it self-replicates. Victims become evangelists, spreading the same infection they endured. Brainwashing is not an event, it's an ecosystem sustained by the obedient belief of its hosts. Even language itself becomes a subtle manipulator. Control the dictionary, you control the debate. Words like freedom, loyalty, patriotism, once pure, can be twisted until they weaponize thought. Behind every major manipulation lies one universal truth: repetition equals validation. If enough voices echo the same idea, the brain confuses volume for evidence. The louder the chorus, the smaller the doubt. Digital echo chambers amplify this ancient trick. Algorithms learn which fears hold you longest, which phrases you obey without noticing. They feed you your own biases, coated in digital sugar, each scroll another hypnotic whisper. What once took months of conditioning can now happen in hours. A well-designed feed trains millions simultaneously, turning thought itself into a networked illusion. The manipulators never need to reveal their faces. And yet, few victims ever see themselves as such. To be brainwashed is to feel free, convinced you chose your chains. Awareness requires painful awakening, where every belief must be questioned, every certainty fractured. Escaping manipulation demands brutal honesty. One must confront the comfort of illusion, the pleasure of belonging. Few make it through without residue, for the architecture of control lives deep within identity. Psychologists warn that total immunity is impossible. Every mind is porous, every pattern of thought improvable by design. The best defense lies not in resistance, but recognition, seeing when a thought enters uninvited. Think of how easily a rumor travels. A single whisper morphs into collective certainty, shaping behavior before truth can intervene. Humanity has always traded facts for feelings, it's only the tools that have evolved. Parents, teachers, leaders, all wield suggestions that echo throughout lifetimes. Not every form of influence is malevolent, but intent determines light from shadow. Brainwashing is influence stripped of empathy. In times of crisis, mass conditioning finds fertile soil. Fear silences reason faster than faith. When survival seems threatened, people surrender autonomy for assurance, and that transaction changes society permanently. The future of brainwashing is personalized. Artificial intelligence tailors persuasion to each mind's vulnerabilities. Every notification, every ad, becomes a whisper shaped specifically for you, a symphony of invisible intent. But where there is manipulation, awareness can restore power. Understanding how control operates disarms it. The antidote to brainwashing isn't rebellion, it's consciousness, sharpened by skepticism, illuminated by truth. So, as you close this chapter, ask yourself, whose words live in your mind right now? Which memories were yours to begin with? The greatest trick of the manipulator is convincing you there was never a trick at all. For in the end, the psychology of brainwashing is not about those who control, it's about those who forget to question. Darkness doesn't enslave minds, comfort does. And comfort, left unchecked, becomes the sweetest form of control.